Disney is one of the most consumed child programming ever created. Most children in America grow up watching Disney movies and shows since before they can even talk. This makes Disney one of the most influential platforms when it comes to the children. Whether you know it or not, Disney is teaching and influencing your child. Now the question is, what exactly are they teaching our children? What is the content they are producing influencing our children to think and act like? Well, according to this former Disney animator who worked on The Lion King and many other hit Disney films, Disney is purposely pushing a dangerous agenda that has the goal of corrupting your child spiritually. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about Disney and the animator that quit Disney and is now exposing them. But before we begin, I just wanted to let my patrons know I am working on an important video about the Iran situation and why it's happening now. This video is coming out by the end of this week or early next week, as I'm still on this research trip. So if you're one of my members, you can expect that video soon. If you're not a member, what are you waiting for? Join the truth movement and help me spread the truth. Becoming a Patreon member is only $3 a month, and it not only further helps me produce this content and spread the truth, but you would also get new videos monthly and get access to over 46 exclusive videos that can go up on YouTube. If you're looking for a way to further support the movement, this is the best way. If you would like to join, you can find the link in the description or in the comment section. I want to thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. More often than not, parents blindly trust these children media companies like Disney to entertain their children. These companies like Disney have done an amazing job at earning the trust of parents, allowing parents to feel safe with their children watching their programming without adult supervision. Why not, right? These shows are all good, clean entertainment that were designed specifically for young children. There can't be anything wrong with them, right? Well, that's exactly what those who created those shows work so hard to convince you of. I want you to ask yourself if you would trust your child with a complete stranger you never met before. That is the same thing that's happening when a parent blindly allows their child to sit in front of a TV and consume these TV shows. TV shows that they have no idea who they were created by and what they're teaching their children. Disney has bamboozled millions of parents into thinking their shows and movies are harmless. Their only purpose is to safely entertain your children. They created this wholesome appearing company that's full of innocence, beauty, and imagination, setting up Mickey Mouse as their magical mascot that children adore and love so much. But behind that goofy looking mouse, hidden right in plain sight, you will find the true purpose of Disney, what they're really teaching your kids, and who they truly serve. While your child is watching Disney on their TV or iPad, believe it or not, they are groomed by these shows. Disney is shaping your child's mind with propaganda that is designed to mold your child into the perfect politically correct puppet, not only introducing your child to adults' concepts, but also occult ideologies and antichrist propaganda. I know you might be thinking, what in the world is this man talking about? Well, let me explain to you exactly what I mean. Disney is a mega corporation that is owned and controlled by the richest elite in the world. While you can invest in Disney, unless you're a billionaire, you ain't owning enough shares to be on the board and have a say in what the company creates. Those spots are reserved for the ultra wealthy, the elite men and women who already own just about everything else. Disney is owned by the very men who have corrupted and taken advantage of all of us. The same men who likely hung out with Epstein and visited his infamous island and did things to the party favors they were offered. These were the men instructing the writers and animators who work at Disney to create what they create. These elite men are the ones who are shaping your children using Disney. All three of the private major investment companies, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, own large amounts of Disney stocks. State Street owns over 79 million shares of Disney stock, making them 4% owners of the company, which gives them a lot of power and influence in Disney's decisions. Vanguard owns even more of Disney, owning over 8.2% of Disney, which is roughly around 155 million shares. Again, Vanguard is another majority stakeholder, making them very influential in the company's decisions. BlackRock also owns a lot of Disney, owning around 6.6% of the company with over 120 million shares, making them once again majority shareholders. This means between Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street, they own over 18% of Disney. allowing them to be the most influential when it comes to their content. These elite men who are a part of these private investment companies are the same men invested in all of Hollywood, the pharmaceutical companies, the big food industry, and even the private prisons. These are the men behind the agendas pushed in your child's favorite Disney TV show. Now, the problem with this is that these companies are using these TV shows to shape your children. Turn them into the best consumer slaves that adopt the ideas of whatever agendas they push. The agenda these companies push is not only anti-human but anti-Christ, as these billionaires don't want people to have a relationship with God because they prefer lost souls they can steer and misguide. This is what this former Disney animator recently revealed. Davy Lou is an animator who worked on many Disney animated hits, specifically one of the most influential Disney movies, The Lion King. When I was a kid, The Lion King was one of my favorite movies. I owned the VHS tape of the movie, and I still remember watching it over and over again. So many kids loved that movie, and it was so big when I was growing up. Most parents likely thought nothing about this movie. They likely thought that it was just good fun entertainment, but in reality, there was a hidden agenda behind all of Disney films. Davy revealed this himself during this interview he recently did. He explained why he quit Disney and decided he will make his own animated content for children that would praise God instead. According to Davy, he quit Disney after he pitched a show to Disney he was creating, with Disney telling him he should add 2 gay characters in the show. Davy refused because he grew up believing in Christ and knew this went against what he believed spiritually and morally, specifically the idea of it being promoted to children through what would be disguised as a children's show.
If you look at it, for whatever reason, they're just a beautiful book. But lo and behold, so I wrote that stories after The Lion King for Disney, except when I pitched it on the Disney's top floor to the executive, they want 2 gay turtle going into the ark. I said, no can do. Those are the battle that I had working for Disney. I knew that these woke agenda began in the mid-90s. And then when I saw that they were investing millions and millions of the money to develop A Boy Want to Be a Girl in 1998, when I was working in Atlantis, that's when I knew there's a difference of dream job, of a blessing from God, and a nice 401k, and also a success in the worldview of winning an Oscar. That was my Christian view of like, okay, you know, as a Christian, before I die, I'm going to have a Academy Awards on my tombstone, right? But lo and behold, God says, you know, if I save you from burning hells, and if your life is just reflecting of one man's appraisal of statues, you know, I'd rather you have you bring 1 child to heaven than $1 billion an Oscar.
You know, it's when you say it out loud, I understand the words, but it's stunning to me to think about a company that has the kind of impact that Disney does, that has a corporate objective to sexualize our kids beyond the influence of their parents. I mean, that's an unsettling notion to be pushing. If Christians were doing that in some sort of a secretive way, they would call us all sorts of terrible names. Yeah.
So where I work in this building in Burbank on the top floor, there's about 60 of us, and we all come up with greatest idea of how to make billions for the millennium to come. Now, these 60 of them, I would say about at that time in mid-90s, I would say that about 30% of them, they all had an alphabet lifestyle. So as you can see, right now, I heard this even higher now. It's almost like this is part of their criteria is for you to have that kind of lifestyle to live up there. And for some reason, I don't know what it is. The creative people always shift toward that kind of mentality. So I recognize that battle. It's their lifestyle, and they think that's a normal family lifestyle. And again, they sincerely think that this is their mission.
Right.
You know, and I get it. So,
well, it isn't helpful to me to spend our time raging against the darkness. I like to turn up the light.
Yes.
And I think you're doing that in such a beautiful way because you've launched this whole new project now with Can Do Kids.
Yeah.
Which we're going to out Disney.
Yes, that's right. Don't complain how big Goliath is, right? Let's look at how large, how awesome is our mighty God for children.
As you heard for yourself, Davy called out Disney for trying to force him to push this agenda onto the children. Davy refused and left his career at Disney to start his own company that promotes good godly morals. This is something I fully support and want to do myself one day. Not necessarily kids content, but adult content like a TV show or a movie that, although entertaining, still pushes good godly morals and messages. Disney has been clearly pushing this agenda onto the children. For the last decade, they have been slowly introducing more and more alphabet characters into their shows, forcing them in shows just to expose children to this idea, so they can get curious and start asking questions. This is all a part of their agenda. Disney isn't what it seems, it never was. Disney was created with the sole purpose of introducing your child to occult ideas and Gnostic teachings. See, Disney has been an occult-driven company since the very beginning. This is why it focuses so heavily on TV shows and movies that features themes of magic, witchcraft, and sorcery. Disney was created to introduce these ideas to kids as young as possible, to normalize it and desensitize them to it. When you know the history of the creator of Disney, you will see that this is all rather obvious. What many people don't know about Walt Disney was that he was a member of the Masonic youth organization called the Demolay. He was actually a member of the first Demolay chapter ever created. Now, all of you who watch this channel should already know that the Masons are occultists who practice ritual magic. The Demolay grooms young children to be occultists when they're older. It's a youth program for children of Masons to learn about the foundations of Masonry. So think about it. Masons practice ritual magic and are occultists. The Demolay was a Masonic youth organization that taught children about ritual magic. In fact, the Harry Potter books are inspired by the Demolay, as the wizard school in the movie is supposed to represent the Demolay chapters. Now, Walt Disney, who was a part of the Demolay, goes on to make the biggest children film company in the world that just so happens to make content promoting the occult to children. Just like Walt was introduced to the occult as a young man, Disney is introducing children to the occult. It's right in the open. You can easily see this with the type of content they produce for children. Recently, Disney released a whole movie promoting the occult to children. The new Disney movie Elio is about a child who wants to get himself abducted by aliens, with the alien abduction being a reference to demonic possession. We can see this as the main character in the movie, who is this little boy, draws a demonic sigil on himself and other occult symbols while trying to get abducted. This is called sigil magic, and it was taught by the infamous occultist Aleister Crowley, who claimed this image that looks awfully like an alien was actually an ancient Egyptian messenger of the god Horus named Awis. This alien is actually a fallen angel. Occultists know this, and they have been hiding this in plain sight. When they claim the government knows about aliens and have been secretly working with them, they are referring to these demonic entities they have been serving. Disney doesn't hide their Masonic ties. They are so open with it. For example, Disney has Club 33 in Disney World. Club 33 is a club for prestigious Disney guests who are willing to spend thousands of dollars to join. Club 33 is modeled after the 33rd degree in Masonry. The 33rd degree is considered the ultimate degree in Scottish Rite Masonry, and you have to be invited to join the 33rd degree. You can't willingly join, just like it was with Club 33. This is why they created this club. Disney is modeled after Masonry and the Demolay. Another show that openly showed the Masonic agenda made by Disney was Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is literally all about Masonry. The show has occult books that they use to summon ancient gods. The villain in the show is this all-seeing eye they call Bill. Bill is summoned by another antagonist in the show named Gideon. Gideon used the occult magic book to summon him with a ritual. They have so many rituals and satanic witchcraft in the show, and it's all directed for the children. They also even have a character who is a Mason Shriner, plus endless occult imagery in every episode. This is the propaganda being pushed by Disney and other companies like Universal. They are indoctrinating our children into the occult. It's not just with the movies either. It's with the theme parks as well. Last year, I traveled to Florida to visit Universal Studios, as I was told they had a whole section dedicated to Harry Potter in the Islands of Adventure amusement park. My friend who had just visited was shocked at what he had seen and told me I needed to see this for myself. So I drove to Florida and bought the overpriced tickets to the theme parks with the intention of making a video exposing it. When I arrived, what I saw shocked me. Not only was there endless occult imagery everywhere, but they had 2 areas of the theme park dedicated to Harry Potter. I saw tons of people walking around wearing wizard cloaks and holding wands. They paid over $60 for these wands to pretend to do magic. This level of indoctrination is insane. Now, last year I filmed all of this to make a video, and sadly I lost the footage and wasn't able to do it when I got back home. So I decided to go back this year, and I visited both the new Universal Epic theme park and the other Universal theme park. I also went to Disney and they were just as bad. This time I secured all the footage, and I will be making this video soon when I get back home. We need to call this out. We can't allow them to fool so many parents, manipulating them and grooming their children to accept the occult. It's obvious these people have chosen a side on the spiritual battle. If you think this is all about money, you're wrong. These billionaires already have all the money. What they want is influence and control. They want to control our minds and keep us as slaves, guiding us away from the one true God to serve them as God. We must protect our children and keep them spiritually strong. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.